I have myself experienced how a full day of speaking tired out my voice so much that it affected my ability to sing during a gig in the evening. And so I thought I'd share with you the 5 bad speaking habits that I stopped doing during the day to keep my voice healthy and perform better as a singer. Let's dive right in. Number 1, stop shallow breathing. So as singers, we train our breathing a lot, but most of us don't think to use it as we speak during the day. I used to teach in these big classrooms with a lot of people, and I had to make myself audible from the front row and all the way to that back seat in the back, right? And I felt myself really intuitively pushing my voice for that person in the back to hear me. Then once I remembered to use my good technique from singing to support my phrases and not just speaking from the throat, everything got a lot better. Not only could this person in the back row actually hear me, but my voice felt a lot better. So next time you feel like you're yelling to get heard by everyone, take a beat and remember all your good technique from singing. That's going to help you a lot. Number 2, avoid whispering. So I know it can seem counterintuitive that when your voice is feeling tired, you should still speak loud and clear. And I think that many of us can recognize that feeling that when we want to rest our voice, we start lowering the volume and we start whispering. But this actually has the exact opposite effect. What happens is that when you whisper, your vocal folds are not set into motion to produce voiced sound. Instead, the vocal folds are held rigid and the air is passing through a small hole to make the whispering sound. When the air engages your vocal folds in this way, it both causes strain as the air rubs up against them and creates inflammation, and it also dries them out. So the next time you come home to your family after a long day of speaking, although you might want to whisper, you shouldn't. You should still speak loud and clear to protect your voice. Or just not speak at all, which is definitely best for your voice. But when you haven't seen your family all day, you want to say hi to them and talk to them, right? Number 3, stop speaking in a low voice. And with this, I mean a speech pitch that is lower than what comes natural to you. This has happened to me a lot when I'm teaching. I've spoken with some psychology friends of mine, and they say that usually it's because you want to convey knowledge and you want to seem knowledgeable, and that's usually when you start to drop your voice down so that people really listen and understand what you're saying. I noticed that it also happens for me when I am with my guy friends and my male friends. It just seems that I'm just drifting towards their speech pitch. If they're sitting down here, I'll also start speaking down here. What speaking in a lower voice does is that it constantly stresses your vocal production as your vocal folds contract to produce pitches that are lower than what comes natural to you. Realizing this and changing my speech pitch actually had a huge impact on my voice because I was really doing it a lot. And I think what has helped me the most is to identify the situations where it was happening, like I just told you about, and then remind me again and again to keep putting my voice up here where it feels comfortable. Even still in these videos sometimes when I want to convey the message and to make sure that you're really understanding what it is that I'm trying to teach you and that you really will get something out of it, I do still tend to sometimes drop my voice. If you don't know what your natural voice pitch is, then I have made a video to help you find it right here. Number 4, stay away from drop-offs and vocal fries. So this is something that many of us are guilty of, especially when we're tired. We tend to end our phrases with drop-offs like this. Or if we're really tired, we'll end our phrases with vocal fries like this. This hits on both the lower voice that we already talked about and the whispering, right? Because as we near the end of that phrase, we tend to go lower and release a little bit of air like this. And so it really tires out your vocal folds. I can feel it already now just as I'm doing it. The vocal fry is a really cool technique actually when you use it once in a while intentionally, for example in a jazz song. Da da do do do. Boom. However, it is this really low vocal production called M0 where the air is kind of bubbling through your vocal folds. So if you're doing it excessively again and again, it's also going to tire out your voice. And again here, it really is about knowing when it's happening to you and then remembering not to do it. For me, it's usually in the mornings or in the evenings when I'm tired. Number 5, stop clearing your throat. So this is a super common one and also quite a bad one. It's of course okay to cough if you have something stuck in your throat or if you have a cough from being sick. It's not going to hurt your voice in the long term. But what I've noticed happening is that a lot of people, they just do it throughout the day, including myself in the past, where they just go around and they just sort of clear their throat. And it really becomes a bad habit. And for me at least, not something that I needed to do. I was just doing it sort of in preparation for speaking, I think, just to prepare the voice. But it does not prepare the voice. And it is a really bad thing to do for your voice, if not the worst, because what happens is that your vocal folds are closed quite tightly, and then the air comes and blows them apart in this cough, right? And then all this air rubs up against them, irritating them and drying them out. What I started to do instead in preparation of speaking and singing is to do lip trills and buzzes. And this is so great because not only does it not hurt your voice, it actually conditions your voice, makes your muscles stronger and helps your voice. So that's definitely preferred over a cough. If you have any bad speaking habits that the rest of us should be aware of, then let us know in the comments and help us out. And if you want more geeky videos on vocal health, I invite you to check out these two videos right over here, both one on bad drinks for singers and one on good drinks for singers. So I'll see you over there, where we're going to continue to geek out on your voice to create that sound that you want.